My wife has become consumed by her work, and now our 10-year-old daughter harbors such strong resentment toward her that she refuses to communicate. When I urged my wife to make more effort, she declared she's done trying to be a mom. Our family is falling apart and I'm struggling to piece it back together. I need guidance. For context, my wife, 29F, and I, 27M, are high school sweethearts, married for about 5 years. We became parents and tied the knot young, but we've managed. My wife runs her own small business, turning a hobby into a thriving career, and I'm genuinely proud of her. When she launched her business, I vowed to handle things at home since my job allows flexibility, so she could focus on her venture. We were a solid team until things unraveled. My wife's intense workaholism has driven a wedge between us. Our family is in a rough spot. I've taken on all parenting responsibilities for our daughter, 10F. The little time my wife and daughter spend together is filled with curt responses or silence. Our daughter isn't rude, she's a great kid, but she's distant with her mom. My wife and I have had countless discussions about our family's state. Now that her business is stable and doesn't demand her constant oversight, we've been trying to reconnect. It's been tough. Recently, we had a major argument. She admitted she's given up on bonding with our daughter, saying she's not cut out for it and wants to stick to what she's good at. I told her she can't just abandon her role as a mother during tough times. She countered that she's emotionally drained from constant rejection, feeling like she can't win with our daughter. She claimed I have it easier since our daughter favors me, even pointing out a school project where our daughter chose to interview me for someone she admires, which deeply hurt her. My wife feels like our daughter doesn't respect her, that she's always under scrutiny. She went on a heated rant, and her tone about our daughter upset me. I pointed out that most of her frustrations stem from her own lack of effort to connect. She got defensive, saying she works tirelessly for our family and I should support her. I reminded her I've been covering all our shared responsibilities, including parenting, and that we're not a childless couple anymore. I have to show up for our daughter too. She accused me of not understanding, saying our daughter and I are alike, and sarcastically apologized for her sacrifices, threatening to give up her business if it's the problem. I asked her to drop the victim act and have a real conversation, but the fight only worsened. I called it a pointless argument, but she took it as me calling her pointless. It was our worst fight in ages. Thankfully, our daughter was at her grandparents' and didn't overhear. Things are still strained. I want to clear the tension and help her see she can't treat our daughter like a dissatisfied client. I often feel like a single parent. I think she's not being honest with herself about our problems. She's emotionally distant, often lecturing our daughter instead of engaging with her. Broken promises pile up, unmended. For example, our daughter loves anime, but my wife openly criticizes it in front of her. Our daughter got into K-pop, but my wife dismisses it as annoying noise. Our daughter, despite her stage fright, joined a school play because her mom loves theater, but my wife missed it, citing work. Seeing our daughter's disappointment was heartbreaking. My wife never apologized, just gave a "work was hectic, I'll make it next time" excuse. She once offered to take our daughter to her workplace for a bring your kid to work day, which I thought could help them bond. But our daughter called me upset, asking to be picked up because her mom left her with an employee and disappeared. When my wife finally checked in, they argued, and she scolded our daughter for being ungrateful at her workplace. Later, she apologized, blaming work stress, and offered to try again, but our daughter refused. My wife admits she struggles to express her emotions and feels she comes across as harsh, which is partly why she leaves parenting to me. This fight has made me question our relationship's foundation. I don't doubt her love for our daughter. I saw it during her pregnancy and in private moments when she'd gush about her. But something's shifted. My wife isn't close with her own parents and prefers I handle communication with them. She believes parents and kids don't need to be close, thinking our daughter will turn out fine like she did. I feel like I'm failing to mend their bond and our marriage. We rarely have quality time. Intimacy is non-existent. Even in public, she's in business mode, not truly present. I'm at my wit's end but want us to be okay. I'm fighting for my family. How can I repair my wife's relationship with our daughter while saving our marriage? Update. Thank you all for your support. It's meant a lot. Here's an update. My wife and I had a serious talk after some tense days and smaller arguments. Our daughter noticed the strain between us and asked about it, which I'm not proud of. I never wanted her caught in our conflicts. It was a wake-up call to stop letting things fester. My wife initiated a conversation, and we both apologized for our last fight. She was scared I was ready to walk away because we hadn't bounced back as quickly as usual. She wanted to make a gesture to save our marriage. I admitted her harsh words about our daughter made me question our relationship. She felt awful for using our daughter as a verbal punching bag when overwhelmed. She loves her but feels lost as a parent. I told her we're all struggling because we're disconnected as a couple and family. I feel like a single parent and alone in our marriage. Our current dynamic isn't working and her absence is the root issue. I said it feels like our daughter and I are tolerated, not valued. That struck a nerve. She insisted our family matters to her, admitting she says things in frustration she doesn't mean. I stressed it's not just words. Her actions, like prioritizing work and being harsh, hurt us. We're not props, and I can't force a bond between her and our daughter. She opened up about chasing an unfulfilled feeling her whole life, a void she thought our relationship, our daughter, or her business would fill. She said parenting was easier when our daughter was a baby, who adored her unconditionally. Now our daughter's older and seems to avoid her, gravitating toward me. I asked if she's considered that her criticism and broken promises hurt our daughter. My wife believes she's doing better than her own parents, who were strict and emotionally distant. Her childhood was about obedience, with discipline enforced harshly. She doesn't believe in that approach, but feels lost parenting an older child and expressing emotions, fearing she sounds aggressive. I reminded her of her upbringing with her cold, demanding parents. My in-laws were tough on her, leaving her to fend for herself emotionally. When we had our daughter at 17 and 19, they offered no support, only judgment. They've softened now, but my wife cut contact after paying off their house. I've always been her shield, especially during our daughter's pregnancy when she faced criticism. Looking back, I think I excused her parenting lapses because of this dynamic. I told her I love her, but our daughter can't be sacrificed for our relationship. We're at a turning point. I insisted on counseling for our daughter and me. And if she refused, I'd respect it but would need to prioritize our daughter, possibly separating temporarily. She chose counseling over losing our family, saying what we've built matters to her. I also discussed counseling with our daughter, who was open to it, likely because my parents, whom she's close to, do therapy. We're now in conjoint therapy, a new step for us. My wife, who was once skeptical of counseling, has been consistent. There's slight progress. She's less critical, asks our daughter questions, and they recently enjoyed an amusement park trip together, laughing and pairing up for games. It's early and their bond will take time, but I'm supporting our daughter's needs. With her starting middle school soon, I emphasized she'll need both of us. I'm cautiously hopeful. I chose this life with my wife because I love her, not just because of our daughter. I want us to come through this together. Thanks again for the support. Next story. I started dating an older woman, but her constant demands for intimacy at odd times and lavish gifts make me uncomfortable. When I tried to end things, she had a meltdown. I met her while working part-time at her small business, which I've since left for unrelated reasons. She flirted with me for months, but I didn't respond, partly due to shyness and inexperience. I'd never been in a relationship before. Eventually, she invited me to her place, and we became intimate, marking my first time. The relationship continued, but several aspects feel strange beyond the age gap. She frequently insists on physical intimacy at random moments. For instance, when I worked for her, she'd call me to her office to proposition me or ask me to touch her. She often tries sexting, which I find awkward and don't engage with well. She gets upset when I'm not interested, making things more uncomfortable. She also buys me expensive gifts, like a high-end laptop when she learned I was using an old one. While generous, it feels uneasy since I value my independence and didn't want to replace my laptop. But I also didn't want to offend her. She texts late at night, asking me to come over for intimacy, a 45-minute walk from my dorm. If I'm busy or tired, she gets frustrated. She also sends drunken rants about her ex-husband, how he wasted her prime years and how men are shallow, praising me for avoiding trashy college girls. As someone new to relationships, I'm unsure if my discomfort is due to red flags or my inexperience. Can anyone clarify? Comments where Op replied. Comment 1, she's treating you like a sugar baby, not a partner. This isn't a healthy relationship. Op, what makes it unhealthy? Comment 2, she's controlling you with gifts, expecting your time in return. You feel obligated because of what she's given you. She dictates when you're intimate and manipulates you with her authority. She likely enjoys your youth and inexperience, keeping you at her beck and call. This isn't a real relationship, it's a sugar mama dynamic. Is that really what's happening? That's unsettling. Others are saying similar things. Comment 3. Absolutely, that's what's going on. Fresh off a divorce, she wants a fling she can control. She's bitter toward men her age and uses gifts to keep you tethered. When you resist, it reminds her of her ex, triggering outbursts. You're not in a true relationship. Decide if you're okay with this arrangement or want a genuine connection with someone closer to your age. Update. I tried posting an update earlier, but it was removed for being too soon. The situation has slightly shifted, so I'm sharing now. After reflecting, I decided to end things since we wanted different things from the relationship. I planned to break up in person, but it didn't happen that way. 3 nights ago, after my initial post, she sent an explicit text demanding I come over in 30 minutes with details of what she wanted. I declined politely, but she pressed and got upset. To avoid conflict, I told her over text that I enjoyed our time but wanted something different and was ending things. She asked why, and I said it wasn't working, avoiding a long debate as advised in comments. She bombarded me with messages asking what changed and if she could fix things. I reiterated I was ready to move on. The messages stopped and I thought it was over. The next day, I woke to a flood of texts calling me a shallow, jerk-chasing college sluts, accusing me of being like other men. Later, she ambushed me near my dorm, yelling that I was ungrateful and she never wanted to see me again. Hours later, she sent more hostile texts, so I blocked her number. She confronted me again at dinner, demanding why I ignored her. I explained I'd blocked her and wanted no further contact. She insulted me, saying I'd never find anyone else, which stung given my struggles with women. Yesterday, she cornered me again at lunch, spewing more insults and wishing I'd die alone. I told her I'd contact authorities and walked away. After notifying campus security and police, I unblocked her briefly to warn her of consequences if she continued. She called me a coward and I reblocked her. She hasn't reached out since, but I'm uneasy given her escalation. This has hit me hard emotionally. Someone I once respected turned volatile and her words cut deep. I know I made the right call, but I want to understand why she reacted so intensely to avoid this in the future. Sorry if I sound dramatic, that's just where I'm at.